Hello, my name is Oscar Fire, and welcome to a long overdue vlog post. A long overdue vlog post. I'm totally professional, shut up. Before I get to that, I actually want to explain real quick, and I'm about to explain it again, so you're going to hear this explanation twice. I actually have a new camera. The problem is that I do not have a good place to set it up. The end result being that when I tried to set it up for this vlog post, I end up botching where I aimed it. I also overzoomed it, as you can clearly see. The end result being that the image is a little blurry, and it's aimed too far to my right so that I appear on the right side of the frame. I have to apologize for this, but have no fear that awkward empty space off to the left side even, of the frame will instead be filled by an image of a very confused Lisha. Apologies for the very awkward editing job, and enjoy the rest of the vlog. Alright, so first of all, you're probably wondering why my camera angle and everything, quality even, both really, look a little different. That is 100% entirely because I actually have a brand new camera. On the recommendation of Jake, I think everyone should remember Jake, if any of you watched my Left 4 Dead 2 videos a long time ago. The Christmas ones, you know, those, in the live streams. Anyone watch those, actually? Anyone watch those? Jake recommended, though, that I buy this camera. After lots of searching and thinking about it, because I wanted to get a camera to improve the channel. And so, yeah, I got a fancy new camera. Of course, the problem is that I'm stupid, and didn't consider at all for a second whether or not it was a good idea to buy a camera, given I really don't have the room to place it anywhere. Like, where I have it now is okay, but I'm not really inclined to keep it there because it's not exactly, it's not exactly a stable surface. So, yeah, I'm not really inclined to use my camera in that spot. So, this is probably the only time you're going to see this camera used for a pretty long while, unless I start, doing some other things with it, which is entirely possible, like taking videos elsewhere, trying to, maybe getting some more touristy views of the New York City waterfront or something, since I live right near there. But all that aside, yeah, basically I bought a new camera because I want to improve the channel. But of course it then begs the question, where the heck has the channel been? There's literally been one video over the past month and a half. And I very much have to apologize for that, I really do, because really what happened is that I didn't get tired of the channel, it's just that I've been pretty stressed of late. Lately life just hasn't been very friendly for me, I guess. And not in any sort of seriously bad way. It's not not like bad things have intentionally been inflicted upon me or anything. It's just that life's been very dull lately. Life's been very uninspired and uninteresting. I haven't felt the excitement or the will to just go and record YouTube videos and then edit the videos. A lot of my life lately has been occupied by being at my job and so forth, and one, I'm not very fond of that to begin with, but it's also just not. You see, the problem is that I don't want to make it sound bad. I don't want to make it sound like I don't like the channel. I don't want to make it sound like I'm happy with the channel, though in a certain way I am because of the way it's kind of stagnant. That's clearly partially my fault because there hasn't been any uploads for a month. But the thing is that it's just that for some reason the fire went out of me. The fire's gone out of me. I'm not excited to do YouTube right now, and that's bothering me a lot because I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it a lot. It's a fun hobby. I cannot stress that enough. It's a fun hobby. I love to do this because it's at the very least it's something creative that I can do with my otherwise obsessive gaming habits. And that's something I don't want to give up. And to that end it's kind of like, yeah, I don't want to give up on it, which is part of the reason that I decided to go ahead with buying this camera. I don't know why I look down there. It's because that's where the camera usually is behind me. But, it's part of the reason I bought the camera, though, because I want I want to encourage myself to keep going. You know, I want to make it so that there's some sort of cost to keeping going to this, keeping this going even. And so here you are. You have a vlog post on a shiny new camera. However, there is some rather important news that I have to bring up, in that, given that I was talking about stagnation and everything, I'm actually making some pretty... I'm planning on making some pretty big... I'm planning on making some pretty big changes in my life, actually, in the near future. Because what I intend to do is move, actually. I'm planning on moving. A friend of mine is in need of a housemate, and... well, everything's very, very much in, like, preliminary stages and so forth. A lot of things have not been decided, and a lot of details have not been figured out so far. At the same time, it's something that's given me a little bit of, I guess, hope for the future. Something that I gotta be honest, I really haven't had all that much of. And to that end, basically, yes, I'm planning on moving all the way out to Indiana, which is far, far farther than I've actually even ever physically traveled away from any place I've ever lived. The farthest I think I've ever been from a place I've lived is about, I want to say about 120 miles or so. I'm pretty sure that's about as far as it was to Washington, D.C. And that's as far as I've ever traveled in my life, 120 miles. And if this move happens to go ahead, then I am potentially moving, I think, I didn't actually look up the distance, but I think I'm potentially moving at least, at least 700 miles away from where I am currently, and from the place that I would otherwise consider home, which is a place which you've never seen on this channel. But I hope to show you eventually. But yeah, basically I plan eventually on moving to Indiana, and that's it's gonna be a big change. Now, of course, it's gonna be quite the journey to get there, because there's lots of things I have to do, to improve myself, including learning how to drive, finally, you know, and getting over my general neuroses about that. Which will not be easy, I can almost assure myself. Thank you, beeping sound, shut up! You know, it just has to comment. It just has to comment when I'm talking about my own failings as a human being. So yeah, basically, the plan for the coming months is basically that in April, I'm gonna visit Indiana to like meet my friend in person for the first time, and you know, the people around her and the other housemate that I'm gonna be moving in with potentially. You know, try to get a feel for the area. Gotta try to get a feel for them. You know, try to basically see if it's actually is a good fit for me. Because truthfully, I don't know yet. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. And thanks to some timely advice from relatives, I think that I think that this is probably the wiser choice. Take it slower, because it was going to go really fast, actually, originally. Where I was potentially moving in April as opposed to just visiting in April. But, but basically that's where I'm going to, that's basically what I'm going to do, is going to go there, going to visit, hopefully I'll be able to take video and record a couple of vlogs, maybe, keep you people. That sounded really belligerent. Keep all of you, though, up to date on what's going on. And also just generally show off what I'm seeing, what I'm experiencing for the first time. It's kind of my hope. It's kind of part of the reason I wanted to get the camera as well, expensive as though it may have been. It's part of the reason I wanted to get it. It's to share those experiences and to remember those experiences. I hope not to spend too much time behind the camera, but at the same time, I want to spend some time behind it. Anyway, and then after that, I will probably be returning home to my parents. Because I want to visit them. I really haven't seen much of them for the past 3 years, and I just want to visit them, spend some time with them. And that's where things kind of go awry, because hopefully I'm going to get back into the swing of things with YouTube over the next couple of weeks. But once I return to my parents in Pennsylvania, that's where things go wrong, because they don't have very good internet out there. The internet infrastructure out where they are is absolutely atrocious. So it might make doing YouTube videos very difficult. So there might be a time period where instead of doing any sort of regular videos, you know, with The Last Days or Mass Effect or whatever I happen to be doing at that time, just flat out stops because because I won't be able to upload videos with high amounts of data in it, because upload speeds are absolutely terrible there. Download speeds are already bad, and the upload speeds are just going to be worse. So it's probably going to have an impact on the channel. But after that, who knows? After that, everything is in a hazy cloud of who knows what's going to happen. I for certain don't know. So yeah, that's kind of basically where my life is at right now. There's a new camera, and there's a potentially big change in my life, and I'm not sure if I can say I'm looking forward to it, just because I'm never like the kind of person who gets like excited for the future. I'm not that sort of, that's not really in my personality to get excited. I can, it's just not very common. But at the same time, that's something to look forward to, and I'm interested to see what the future holds. As for the near term, as far as this channel is concerned, I'm definitely looking forward to resuming things. Definitely The Last Days. Hopefully I'm going to get a little more Overwatch on the channel again, you know, not just one video with wanky. With janky sound quality, even. Hopefully I can get a little more. Hopefully I can get more out of the recording session. As much as the sound quality is janky, hopefully I can just kind of hunker down and just figure out if I can make a video where everything is working fine, because I was having trouble with sound syncing there too. But besides that, I also hope to possibly resume Mass Effect, just because Andromeda, of course, is coming out in March, I think it was. So I'm very much looking forward to that. So I want to continue my Mass Effect playthrough. Hopefully, I can also increase the Mass Effect playthrough. I won't get it finished, of course, before Andromeda is out, because I want to do the entire trilogy, honestly. But I won't be able to get to it before Andromeda is out. But I'll get as far as I possibly can before it is. I probably won't play Andromeda for the channel for a while, at least until I'm done with my Mass Effect 3 playthrough. In part because I'm definitely going to get Andromeda full price. I don't feel like I don't get the sense that it's going to be a bad game. I hope it's not going to be a bad game. Besides that, I don't know about Third Age Total War still. It's not that I'm really just not sure about it. It's Divide and Conquer's had a pretty sizable update since I last played Third Age, and beyond that, I'm just not sure where I want to go with. I'm not really sure where I want to go with it, because I'm probably not going to update the game. I'm probably going to play the older version with some of its bugs and flaws and so forth. But I'm not sure if I want to go back to it quite yet, or if I just want to start a new game, or what I really want to do, because the more I think about it, the more I realize I'm not happy with the way Third Age Total War has been handled by me. I'm not happy with all the long episodes and with all the large periods of just kind of nonsense rambling by me. I feel like I should be presenting better content for an excellent mod, and if I can't lift myself to that standard, then it's just not worth it to do it. So we'll see, because of course the other problem is that if I have to do more editing, if I have to do more, if I have to pay more attention to what I'm doing, if I have to spend more time on it, then I'm going to have generally less time to kind of relax properly, assuming I'm going to relax. And that is a downside, I do like to spend time relaxing when I get home, and that's difficult when you work a lot, and there's lots of difficulties basically. So we'll see where all of that goes. At any rate, I want to thank you all for watching this vlog post. Again, I apologize for the channel going kind of dead for a while there. It wasn't really my intention to be quiet for so long. But at the same time, it's just, sometimes life gets a little difficult, and not always in obviously painful ways, but sometimes just because in your mind, things start weighing on you, and it makes it harder and harder to really get yourself motivated again. At any rate, thank you for watching, And I will catch you next week, probably. Hopefully for a resumption of your regularly scheduled programming. Until next time, everybody.